This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1053, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from a hotel somewhere in California, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello. You can see the beautiful skyline. Well, the sun isn't up yet, but you can see LA back there. There it is.
You're in LA?
It's very early here. Very early. That's how committed I am to you guys.
Please forgive the AirPods recording quality. From Nashville, Tennessee, our managing editor downtown, Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
Derek is still out on tour promoting his new album. If he's coming to a city near you, you should go hang out with him. And back, we missed her the last couple episodes, from Austin, Texas, podcaster, speaker, author extraordinaire, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Where were you?
I have been, I don't know where I was last. I feel like I was here last week.
You were here last week.
I was here last week.
You were here last
you're
week.
You're still, the missing me is still rolling over from the earlier weeks.
You were gone for so long.
I was gone for so long.
It's residual missing.
Which I appreciate that, Cameron. I'm not going to lie. So thank you.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you. Zach Bolen from the band Citizens, one of our favorite groups. It's coming up later today. We also have your feedback at the end of the show. It's a good one. And Relevant Buzz is coming up. Jesse, what are you doing in California? The weather is terrible. People are avoiding California. There was a tornado in East LA yesterday. Prop was texting me. Roofs are getting ripped off. People are fleeing the city right now.
You know, I'm working a production here, and it's funny because I was actually in a penthouse loft suite surrounded by windows in downtown East LA. And observing the weather, and I was getting texts about this tornado, and I was like, everyone, there's a tornado. Let's go try to find it. And we could not see it. But I will say this, though it has been unpleasant to just walk around. Like, usually when you fly, you go to California, specifically Southern California, you're like, you know what? At least I'll spend a lot of time just walking around, just soaking up that California weather. It has been awful. Like, I mean, just a downpour. I mean, it has turned like the streets of downtown LA into like that part. It looks like Gotham City in the rain. Like everyone just hunkered down running. Like people are like afraid of the rain here, but I will say this, it made for very dramatic skylines for our shoot we're doing, because I mean these clouds rolling in behind the clouds, but yeah, it's been not what you picture for Southern California weather. And also this is how bad it was. I wanted to go like walk around, the other day, because I had a little bit of time between things. And I was have you guys been to the Grove in LA?
Of course.
Like
it's a great little celebrity people watching spot. Like
exactly. That's what I was thinking. Well, then it starts downpouring and I'm like running. I ended up at a cheesecake factory, and that was my big LA. I had nowhere. I had to escape into the closest place because of the downpour. So I ended up, even though I'm in one of the great dining cities of the world, I ended up at a cheesecake factory eating sliders at like.
And that's where you ate dinner?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Were there any celebrities dining at the Cheesecake Factory?
No. Okay, no, let me clarify. The Grove isn't a place to see actual celebrities. The Grove is a place to see that guy that was in that thing that time, that kind of a celebrity.
So like an E-list celebrity.
E-list celebrity is eating outside at the Grove as you walk around the Grove. If you want to see real celebrities, you have to go to like Nobu up in Malibu and stuff like that. But yeah, the Grove is really good for like, there's a person that I recognize, kinda.
I think I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Grove.
It's like if you ever watch like a Die Hard movie and like a henchman, like didn't you get killed by Bruce Willis?
You're the guy from the thing
with the fire hose. And he threw you off. Oh yeah, cool, man. Yeah,
that's me, man.
I mean, doing a lot of Netflix, Netflix originals now.
That's the Grove. Yeah.
So,
anyway.
But we're missing out on the fun Southern California weather, but it's California nonetheless.
If you saw a celebrity, Jesse, are you the one that would you take a photo to show your friends? A real celebrity? Or
I'll say this, I'm not a photo guy.
No, he's not a photo
experience guy.
He's a chat him up guy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing. If you go in kind of guns blazing photo, it kind of you tip your hand. You know what I mean? Where if you're the type that you know, but if you're just chatting and acting like a normal person, you know, it really helps you. I remember years ago. I was actually here, and I was at Amoeba Records. Have you guys been to Amoeba? It's a big record store,
best record store in the world. Yeah.
And I was with a buddy, and we're just kind of hanging out. And I mean, this is like in the era of like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, you know? And I was looking through, I don't know, a DVD rack or something. And Russell Brand walked up and started asking me about, it was Simpsons DVDs. And he started asking me about The Simpsons. And we sat there for probably half an hour just talking it up about The Simpsons. If I would have said, hey man, can we get a pic? It would have ruined the whole vibe, you know? One time I sat in, I was flying out of here one time, and I sat, you know, right in front of me was Bob Saget. And as soon as we got off the plane, I was like, dude, I'm yeah, exactly. What a legend. And I was like, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to talk to Bob Saget. Did I come out with my phone taking pics? No. I talked to him about Dirty Work, the film with Norm Macdonald, or another RIP, that he directed that was criminally underrated. And I let him know how underrated it was. And he very much appreciated that. And then I told him that. Then I told him that he was my wife's favorite celebrity because of America's Funniest Home Video, which kind of ruined the vibe a little. Yeah. But still, if I had gone in with the pic, I wouldn't have the story, you know?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're my mom's favorite celebrity. It's like, well thanks, dude. Like, what about you? I mean, like, yeah.
I mean, yeah. But look, I think he appreciated the candor. You know, so anyway.
I don't like you, but I'm related to somebody who likes you. She doesn't have as good a taste as me, but I figured I'd let you know somebody that I know likes you.
Obviously, Bob Saget, you're not my favorite celebrity. Right. Obviously,
but my wife, who's kind of lame and not as cool as me, she loves you.
She grew up watching, AFV, man, and it was, just a big thing in her house. So this is cool. Be on your way, friend. Be on your way. Listen, I'm about to pop in this Cheesecake Factory.
Want to grab a slice?
Listen, I don't know if you have these new fried mac and cheese balls they got going, but on me. We'll split them.
Well, yeah, actually,
Jesse, I haven't been to a Cheesecake Factory since maybe high school prom or something. Is the menu still as large as it was then, where there's 800 pages of items to buy?
Yeah, and when the menu has advertisements, like full page ads, because they have to subsidize the printing of it. It's a sizable menu, but yeah, that's still the thing. And they still have ads for local businesses.
I was at dinner with my family the other night, and I went into a bit about the Cheesecake Factory because I too haven't been there in 20 years, and I went into a similar bit to what Jesse just did, and my kid is like, I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory. And I was like, exactly, because you go there and you get a salad and it's 4,000 calories, but don't. And my mom gets offended because apparently I did not know this. They go there regularly. And she was like, no, they have a new light menu now. And you can
Skinnylicious menu.
Yes, exactly. And you can eat for 550 calories. And I was like, you cannot. You can't even get a roll for 550 calories. And she's like, you can too. Anyway, so apparently they have evolved, Jamie, but not that much.
I will say this though. I don't know if this is, because I see this at restaurants, especially when I travel. I know this is not, I don't know if it's a law here, but they have calories on the menu, right? And it was because I don't know if Jason use the edit button liberally in post here for a Cheesecake Factory calorie conspiracy theory that I'm going to throw out here. Ooh. But I it's not like I'm watching my calories, but when you see them in front of you,
it's shocking.
And you see, and it's like, well, this is double that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it reasonable. And it was happy hour. So I had the little truncated menu. And the sliders, were, on the menu, they claimed that the 3 sliders were 800 calories. Which I was like, that seems reasonable considering the tacos, the fish tacos were 1,100 or whatever. So I was like, I'm going to do the sliders. It can't go wrong, They brought out 3, and I'm picturing sliders, you're thinking little $50 size, little bun, little meat. they bring out 3 full-size burgers. Like if this was McDonald's, and they were stacked. Like I was shocked. Like I was like, it is literally like you brought me 3/4 pounders right now, and I was like, there is no way that these sliders are 800 calories. Like that if I ate everything on this plate,
what if each was? Yeah,
that cannot be correct. Like they could not have said that. It had to be, but that seems deceptive.
Yeah, it does.
I'm telling you, it was. There's something fishy. I don't. Who's regulating the calorie count? They can just write anything and no one would check. I'm convinced when I saw these cheeseburgers, like there's no way that's 800 calories, you know, but either way, it's pretty good value.
I wonder if it's technically like one of those, like it's 800 calories per serving. And then like, you know, clearly it's 3 servings sort of a thing, you know, but like they're just saying 800 calories per serving to make it more sellable. Yeah. You know, but like what they don't tell you is like that salad is 1,100 calories per serving, but they bring you a huge salad. And so they're saying, well, it's clearly like a 4-person serving. Yeah, it's 4 servings per salad bowl, but you know, that's how they get away with it. But anyway,
but hey, I know other than me, you know, being very suspicious of the accuracy of the calorie count, no complaints about Cheesecake Factory. It's been a while. So
listen, I like Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? It's delicious.
Apparently the people who haven't been in 20 years. I cannot believe you've never taken your son. That's a crime.
I would like to recant what I said because I did end up there a couple of years ago with one of my kids after we'd been to the mall and we were hungry. We ended up at Cheesecake Factory. And so I would like to take all that away.
It's a classic post-mall meal.
It's in the mall. So, you know, you're shopping. There you are. It was probably Christmas.
To me, the Cheesecake Factory is the scene from Step Brothers where the stepdad has had enough of the families and the fighting, and on Christmas Eve says, "That's it. I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm having a drink," and he leaves the family, and then that's where he goes. He goes to the Cheesecake Factory on Christmas Eve to be alone with his thoughts, and the family's falling apart. Yeah, that's the Cheesecake Factory to me.
Let me say this too. And my menu experience was limited. Like I said, I was sticking to the happy hour menu, but what I appreciated was they cut right to the chase. There was no like Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruities. There was no menu item that you want to order, but there's no dignified way to actually order. You're too embarrassed to say it to the waiter or waitress, you know, like, you know, crispy Baja, Arriba Blast, nachos. And it's like, I'm not saying that. I'm just, you know, I think Cheesecake Factory figured out people got over that a long time ago. It just says straight up what the ingredients are. You know, it's like salad with grilled chicken. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. That's what I'm ordering. I appreciaed that about their menu approach.
They're growing up. Look at that. Changing with the times. All right. That's it for your Cheesecake Factory advertorial segment. Anyway, all right, we'll move the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz.
Come to the DCC, get close today. You can live your perfect life. Wake up in the DCC, get close today. Over heaven all the time.
You're listening to Nothing But Thieves. The song is Welcome to the DCC. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
Okay, Emily, tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this week. The first thing I want to start with is this really interesting study that came out. Nearly half of Americans now wait for an entire series to end before they start watching it. And I'm curious, do you guys do this? Or do you...
Wait, no, you and we were talking about this the other day. Now, is it an entire series to end or an entire season to end?
So the study looked at both, but this specific statistic is they wait until the entire series to end.
Because I wait for the whole season to end all the time. I wait for the whole season to end. I'm doing that right now with The Mandalorian. I'm doing it with a bunch of them. But you're saying they wait till the show is canceled.
That's years.
Well, is it years?
That's bizarre.
So because there's been so many recent cancellations, like there's tons of shows that they only get 1, maybe 2 seasons. And so, it makes sense to me because like I'll add a show kind of to like my to watch list, right? And then I want to wait at least till the season comes out. But then by the time the full season comes out, I maybe forget about it. I'll pick it up eventually. But then once I hear, oh, actually it didn't make it past the first season, it's like, well, I'll go ahead and watch it now because I know this is all, I'm not going to have to keep up with it. It's not going to be like a Grey's Anatomy situation where I'm about to invest 45 years of my life with it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is one weekend.
Well, we did that last year. Remember, y'all, Aaron and I watched Breaking Bad. And so I had never seen it. And we watched the entire series last summer. And I cannot imagine if I would have taken, how many years was that on? A lot?
Like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was they really milked those last couple seasons. I mean, they spread them out like,
I will say this though, I understand people's impulse to just want to be able to watch at their own pace, but there was a couple shows like Better Call Saul was a week-to-week show, but the thing is like basically, a few months after each season would end, they would put it on Netflix and you could watch it at your leisure. I would watch week to week. And I kind of like the week-to-week experience. I know like Disney does that where, they're more of a week-to-week, like Loki. I really like Loki. And I would look forward to the day that it would release, and it kind of gave me, like, I would come home on, this sounds lame, probably. I mean, this sounds about as cool as me spending an afternoon in LA at a cheesecake factory. But, I would come home like on like Thursday night or Tuesday night or whatever and be like, oh, I'm looking forward to the new. It gave me something to look forward to the week to week. I kind of appreciated the old school week to week. I don't know.
I know. I'm like that with Vanderpump Rules right now. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying.
We do week to week on shows that we're watching, like Succession's about to come back out, and we will watch that as soon as it comes out and then wait for the next week.
But I do think it's interesting. No, I do think it's interesting that almost 50% of people wait for the whole series to be ended before they'll even start it. And the study drilled into it. And it was because people are so hesitant to start something because so many shows are getting canceled midstream that they don't want to invest any time into it, get connected, and then get the rug pulled out from under them. So they're just completely waiting. And I think that is a lesson for the studios that this thing that they're doing right now is like burning them. And people are like saying, no, thank you. And they're just sitting on the sidelines until they know what's going to happen. Like I started watching. Apple doesn't do it very much because they don't have the same financial model as a lot of the other streamers. Like Apple and Amazon aren't yanking shows away. HBO and some of the other ones have been because they just don't have the same business model. But I did watch Mosquito Coast. I was been watching it. It's a good show. I mean, it's not one of their best, but it's a good prestige show. It's not the best prestige show, but a lower tier prestige show is still better than a normal show. It's a good show. Anyway, 2 seasons, cliffhanger, got canceled. And I'm just like, I invested 2 years into this thing. And it's just like, what happens to the family? They're trapped and then like, who knows? Anyway. Oh, well, yeah, it's like, so I get it. If I would have known that was going to happen, I wouldn't have invested 16 hours of my life into this story, So anyway.
To end on a cliffhanger. Emily,
yeah.
so we I say we collectively, you probably had a different TV watching experience in your formative years than we did, just, by virtue of age. Do you have memories of watching shows week to week, or does that seem not like a foreign concept, but like one that is outside the norm?
No, I mean, I definitely did that. I would say, because I think streaming channels really didn't get big until like later high school, college for me. So like all growing up, it was always weekly. Like I had to wait and stuff. So because I watched The Office growing up, so I'm like one of the only people my age who I did wait week to week and season to season for things to come out, versus all my friends who watched The Office all in college. And I remember them complaining about how long it took for Jim and Pam to get together. And I was like, I actually waited years for them to get together. So please stop talking.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
You waited 2 weeks for it to happen. I waited like 4 years. So I totally get the week to week thing. It is really tricky because I am naturally like a binge watcher. And so I do want to just be able to watch the whole series, not have any questions about like what's going to happen next, or how are the characters going to end up. But to your point, like I watched all like the Marvel shows. I did love going on Twitter each week and kind of seeing collectively like, okay, how are we all feeling about this episode? What do we think is going to happen next? Like there is this like cultural moment that I think is really fun. And if you wait until the series is over, you kind of miss out on a lot of that. I will say, I do think a lot of shows also have way less like seasons and episodes. So I get wanting to wait till the series. Like Jamie, you even mentioned Succession. This is its final season. It only had 4 seasons, and there's each episode or each season is not like 25 episodes or anything like that. Like there's shorter seasons, there's shorter series in general. So I sort of get why people
Which
are
I
waiting.
like, because I'm like, I don't have to give my whole life to something.
Right.
Just a portion of it.
Right. So I think
only to Jesus.
Only Jesus
amen.
gets my whole life.
So yeah, I can see why people want to, like, it's not that hard for them to wait, because it's like, well, it's only going to be a 2 to 3 season show. One, because everything gets canceled, or because like with Succession, I think they like intentionally ended it with 4 seasons. So
Yeah,
I think like I
did,
can't remember the last time a show within the last few years has really gone past like, I don't know, more than 5 seasons. I feel like so many shows that have started within the last few years, like they are intentionally being cut short, which I do appreciate, because there are some shows that it's like you should have ended a long time ago.
You know what? That's true. Okay, this is a good point. So people are half of the viewers are saying, I know that you're going to do 8 or 10 episode seasons. You're going to wrap up in 3 to 5 years or 3 to 5 seasons. So I'll just wait till you're completely done and then I'll watch you. That's interesting. It's a completely different viewing cycle. Because really the whole series is essentially, I mean, think back in the day, a season of The Office was 24 episodes. That's a whole series now. You know, I mean, if you chop that up, that's 4 seasons of 6 episodes. You know, I mean, Oh, by the way, before we move on, Jesse, have you seen Outlast on Netflix?
No. Is it give me the quick overview.
This is so up your alley, dude. They drop 20 people out into Alaska, and they have to outlast each other. That's it. I mean,
it basically like Alone.
It's Alone.
But the winner, but they have to break into teams, and the only way you can win is if you're in a team. So if you go off on your own lone wolf, you can't win the $1 million. So you have to win as a team. So there's a whole team dynamic, which is really interesting. And so,
how long? Like, is there a limit though?
No,
because what if one team's like, dude, we're here, man. Like
that's the whole point.
We will start a life here. Like raise families, like there is no end for us. We will outlast.
When it whittled down to just 2 teams left, and it was looking like that was going to happen, and the production crew clearly wanted to go home to their families, they were like, they dropped a thing into both camps and said, okay, there's a prize at this other island, and the first team to get it wins the $1 million bucks.
That's lame. That is not the premise. That is not the premise.
So they both had to pack up their camps and go on a quest,
That is not what we signed up for as viewers.
I know.
That is false
But it's like, we got to
advertising.
wrap this up, guys. You've been here 2 months.
I want to see them. I want to see them grow old. I want to tune back into Outlast like 4 years from now, and just check in to see how they're doing.
You want to see their kids graduate from high school.
They're like building infrastructure. Like they have a whole city, that's just springing up from this game show. That's what we signed up for. It is false advertising if there's a race involved. I want 10 years from now, I want to be like, I wonder how those guys in Alaska are doing. Oh, they're doing great. Look at that. They built a school.
but I'll tell you what happened is like I'm sitting there watching it going, man, Jesse would really like this show because it had so many components of survival skills like Alone combined with team strategy, It had all this stuff. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. It was funny as I was watching it, and then I just happened to be on Twitter and I saw people tweeting like, man, Outlast is such a great show or whatever. So other people were watching it too. And anyway, I got done with it and I was like sad, and I was, it was a Saturday and I was like, man, what other shows are like this? I need to scratch more of this itch. And I'm just sit alone on a Saturday in the city, and I'm not like able to scratch this itch of survival content, right? So yeah. I went and I started watching Survivor for the first time, like the lame CBS game show. I've never watched it.
What?
Lame. It's an institution, man.
I know. I figured it's popular. I should check this show out because it's so popular. So I started watching it. I can't stop watching it. I cannot stop. Because it's so good. I'm watching Survivor every minute that I'm not working or at a Magic game for the last 2 weeks. I'm watching Survivor. I cannot stop watching Survivor. What?
Guess what? There's like 47 seasons you can catch up on.
I have watched, in the last 2 weeks, I've watched like 6 of them. I'm watching it. If I'm not eating with my son or at a Magic game or working, I'm watching Survivor. Mark Burnett has made a genius show. This is amazing.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all have heard about this show called Survivor, but you need to watch Survivor.
It's like 25 years old.
I know. It's so good.
But I have a take on Survivor too, that it is poised to become to overtake golf in like American sport, because I think Survivor is basically a sport, right? Because it's certainly a competition that involves athleticism and strategy, right? Like, I feel like those are two major components. Yeah. But it's strategy. But it's within the context of a game, right?
But you know what? I'm watching a season now where like one of the girls is a pastor, and I'm going, you're not being a good representation of the ministry right now. You are straight up duplicitous. You are literally breaking so many things that Jesus told us to live like. You are not representing my faith very well. Please stop putting the pastor word on the screen, please.
Outlast, outplay. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. There's an eternal reward or damnation on the other side of this. I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Listen, we all have poor witnesses sometimes. She's just looking out. She's trying to get that $1 million.
Hers is just very public.
Jesse, go ahead.
That's like playing Monopoly, and when someone lands and you're about to bankrupt someone, being like, you know what? You're a Jubilee. I forgive your debts. It's like, this game's gonna last forever, Jesus. Like, I get it.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
But this is gonna last for literally forever if we take that approach. No, but I literally think it is like poised to be like the next great American sport. I mean, it kind of already is, but
it's a game. It's not a sport. It's a game. It's like, that's like saying any other, it's not a sport. It's a game. We can get into the nuances of the difference.
I don't know. I mean, look, it's sporting, right? There's athleticism. There is competition. There is strategy.
It's puzzles.
And people do it.
It's puzzles.
But I mean, esports. What about esports? Esports is video games.
That's gaming. That's gaming.
Hey, but you know those puzzles. Those pieces are heavy, Cameron. You got to pick them up and pick them from the water, from the bottom of the ocean, and carry them all the way to the front.
Or if untying a knot is involved, it's not a sport. It is a game.
You say that until you get on Survivor and you can't untie a knot.
Yeah.
It's a game. Yeah. It's gaming. It's gamesmanship. It is not a sport. I'm sorry. But anyway, go ahead.
No, we could split hairs here all day. But all I'm
That
saying
would be a
is,
game on
like,
Survivor. Okay, the first team to split hairs and make it to the end. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying is, like, it has gotten to the point where people watch it like they watch a sporting event. Like, they all gather around, they all have a take, they all have their favorites. It really has evolved into quite the TV institution. And I'm glad you're finally discovering it.
The funny
Cameron.
thing is like watching it is like, I mean, there's all these 25-year-olds competitors who literally grew up watching it. And they know all these games, and they like literally like this was formative in their lives, and they're on the show now and playing it like this was like you, Jesse, growing up watching something, and then you're in the world. Is so funny to me. Like, to me, I would just be like, okay, I'm on a TV show now, whatever. Like, no, these kids, it's like now they're full on adults. They literally been watching this show for 20 years, and it's just funny seeing
Money
them.
on the line.
There's different strategies that people employ throughout, because they're students of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in season 17, Donald did that thing, and I learned how to solve that puzzle because I saw him do it that way. And then Julie did this thing to her, and I'm going to double cross her because Julie did that and pulled a switcheroo on this. And
my favorite is when they don't tell what they actually do in real life, because I'm always like, oh, that's good. Okay, so you're a SWAT guy, but you're not going to tell anybody because then they're going to want to get you out. That's my favorite, when they have to kind of lie about what they do.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe the pastor should have done that because I don't like that she was making the pastors look bad.
But it's the same. There's a lot of game shows too that have especially now that some of them are available on streaming. It's people are employing new strategies to try to beat them, like Jeopardy, for example. There's some game theory that has changed the way people play Jeopardy. It used to be you pick the top one in a category, just kind of go vertically down. You know what I mean? Like, that was just sort of the decorum of the game. I'll take, potent potables for 100, Alex, and then you go 200, and then you go. Now, either people will start at the bottom and go for the highest and pick off like the 500s off the board, or they do this. I read this whole thing one time, how they pick different spots on the boards just hunting daily doubles, and but a lot of it has come down to people can watch episode after episode, document where all the daily doubles are, what strategies that winners employ, and it's really changed the way people play games like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right, because they do have decades of data to show them what the most effective strategies are, which I think kind of makes the games more fun to watch.
There's a documentary on Netflix about a guy who documented the prices on The Price is Right for 10 years. And then they had repeat items, and he knew the exact prices of certain stuff. And he was in the audience one day when a repeat item came up. He knew the exact price of it. He happened to get called up, and he knew the exact price, and he nailed it. And he ended up winning the game because he had a spreadsheet of knowing the exact prices and stuff. And anyway, all right, what's going on, Relevant Buzz? What else you got this week, Emily? Nothing like bleeding current faith and culture like Survivor and The Price is Right. Anyway,
don't forget Jeopardy.
We'll bring it back to Gen Z. Let's talk about Gen Z because some new data has come out that young unmarried couples are moving in together at higher rates than ever, but not for the reason that a lot of people may think.
Bow, chicka, bow,
bow. Not for that. I mean, I'm sure that is a factor, but according to new data, more than 11% of unmarried Americans aged 18 to 24 cohabitated with a romantic partner who wasn't their spouse last year. So that's about 3.2 million people, which is roughly 650,000 more than before the pandemic. So,
did they say why?
Yes.
Is it just high rent or
finances?
The biggest thing is finances. Just everything's so expensive, and so these couples are like, well, we're already spending so much time together. Let's just move in, save on rent. And so, more and more Gen Z couples are moving in together to save money. What's interesting is about 42% of the couples who moved in regretted it. they cited a bunch of different reasons. The biggest one being about almost half of it is about 48% ended up breaking up after they moved in together, which, you know, makes it really awkward when you're living with someone you just broke up with. So it's just interesting that they're trying to save money, trying to be, you know, smarter about it. And it just kind of backfires for about half of them.
So it's literally almost half of them break up. So it's a coin flip. Yeah. So
which honestly,
not the best odds, everybody.
When you said this story, I was going to think that you were going to say like 20 upper 20s, but 18 to 24. I mean, if we're honest, like most of those relationships are not going to make it.
Right.
That is some young kids, you know? And so that's not surprising to me that half of them like broke up and didn't make it. But I was surprised at how young this survey was about cohabitating. Obviously, not everyone goes to college. I don't believe that at all. And I don't think everyone should go to college, but it is a young age to be like, oh, I'm just going to choose like a girlfriend to live in. And like, I would think it would be more like roommates, you know, like, oh, there's 6 of us girls getting together and we're going to get a house together. That feels a little bit more cost effective even. So it was a little surprising to me, honestly, the young age. Yeah.
So it's definitely a shift. Be interesting to see what happens.
I thought it was interesting too, how young they were. Cause I felt the same way. I was like, do you guys not have any friends y'all can live with? But, you know,
maybe this is going to be a sliding shift. Like it'll keep shifting. And in about 5 years, we'll be talking about, you know, 48% of 13 to 19-year-olds are cohabitating now.
I hope not.
Maybe this will be, and then 10 years from now,
babies living together.
You know, 48% of 6 to 12-year-olds are now living with their girlfriends.
We're all just one big commune at that point, you know.
We're going to live in Outlast. We're going to move to Alaska.
Yeah. The only sustainable rent I have is to join the game show Alaska and start a new life.
Outlast. It's called Outlast.
In the Alaskan wilderness on the dime of a production company.
There's
for Netflix,
literally no rent. No rent. They give you a tarp. That's all you need, apparently. Anyway.
Yeah.
And you get a crabbing pot. If you win a competition, you get a crabbing pot. That's all you need. Live off the land. All right. What else do you have, Emily?
The next thing I want to talk about is the Last of Us star, Bella Ramsey. Her old YouTube account recently resurfaced. And
have y'all watched The Last of Us? It just wrapped up.
Two of my kids, Aaron and the kid is, but I haven't.
Are you going to wait till the series is over to watch it?
Huge hit.
It has zombies in it. Is that zombies in it?
Yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic thing.
I'm kind of out. I don't really.
Okay, that's not your vibe.
Thing.
Yeah,
that's not my vibe.
I'm like, dude, are we doing another one of these? I get it's great, and I
heard it's
don't
great.
disparage. I've heard it, same thing, and I watched a little bit, but I'm also like, dude, we've done this.
Jamie,
I've done so much zombie content.
Jamie, we're going to give you a connection point to one of the actresses now, so maybe you're going to want to watch it after you hear this.
That's what I need. Yeah. I need like show me why I want to love this. Okay, carry on.
Okay, so Bella Ramsey, she plays like the young girl, the main young girl.
I know who she is.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, her old YouTube account recently resurfaced, and it is full of
old meaning 2 years ago, like during lockdown.
Because she's like 12.
Yeah.
Right.
She's 19.
Her old YouTube account from 2020.
Yeah.
Like
from 2020. Yeah, during the pandemic, she pretty much every single day posted either a cover of a worship song or some sort of like faith inspiration message. And so
I do love her.
Yeah, it's really sweet. It was called United Hope. And she kind of just shared like she felt like the Lord was leading her to give some encouragement during the lockdown that she was dealing with in London. And so she posted these worship clips and these little messages.
She's saying reckless love and oceans. And here's a clip. Look out, there's a zombie!
I love that.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Good for her, man. And good for her success. So, like that is a big, it is so hard in the modern media landscape to have like a legit hit that even if you don't watch, you're aware of, and you're kind of inserts itself into the cultural discourse. It's really hard, and good for her for being able to be a big part of that. I mean, she's one of the big, kind of breakouts of the show.
So if you're somebody out there who has a dream of being a big Hollywood star, the lesson is start a YouTube channel, cover Hillsong United worship songs, and you'll get discovered. I mean, that's inevitable.
Worst case scenario, you can go to a Christian college, because I'm pretty sure that's what most of them do in the dorms these days. Anyway,
or sit out in the quad and do the same thing. Just have your friend put on TikTok, and you'll probably get discovered.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, probably.
All right. What's the last one? I know you want to mention this one. I know it's coming.
I've been saving the best for last.
Taylor Swift?
It is Taylor Swift. But it's not the stuff you think. Unfortunately, we're not going to talk about the Eras tour. I will talk about that probably at a later date. But no, Taylor Swift has used her powers for everyone's good. She has briefly reunited the Civil Wars.
Oh, yes. I texted you about this,
Former
Emily.
Yes.
relevant cover stars, the Civil Wars.
Yes. So the day before her tour kicked off, she announced that she would be releasing 4 songs. She's been re-recording a lot of her old songs, and she's been releasing them on albums and stuff. But these 4 she released as singles, and one of them is a song called "Safe and Sound," which was originally featured on the Hunger Games soundtrack, and it features the Civil Wars. And so she re-recorded it, and she got the band that broke our hearts back in 2014 when they announced their breakup. She got them back together.
Both of them are on it?
Both of them are on it. Yep. Joy Williams and John Paul White.
She reunited them.
She did it. I'm telling you, she's too powerful. But yeah, we have a clip of it right here.
Just close your eyes. The sun is going down. You'll be alright. No one can hurt you now. Come morning light. You and I'll be safe and sound.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I loved the Civil Wars.
Incredible. Beautiful.
Thank you, Taylor.
When they were on our cover, it just so happened, like exactly when they were on our cover, they were coming through Orlando on tour, and like the day the cover released, or the week the cover released, and so our teams like connected and stuff, and Joy's husband was their manager, and so I actually went to the show and I brought the issue to him. I think it was their first magazine cover, and so it was like, hey, here's the after the show, connected, and Nate came out and whatever, and is going to go back and see the band and bring him the magazine. And Nate came out after the show and was like, oh, hey, they're tired. So I never got to meet them, but gave them the magazine, gave Nate the magazine. So
that story felt like you put investing seasons into a show and then them just canceling it right before your eyes. That's what that felt like.
Can I be honest with you, though? Yeah. That is one of the most unsurprising anecdotes ever, because when I hear their music, even that clip, I'm like, they kind of sound tired. They have like all their music has that like kind of sleepy affect, and I'm like, no, I get it. I've listened to the album. They seem very tired.
You know what? I'm tired now. Yeah. You know what? After the concert, I was tired. I was ready to go home. Yeah. I didn't want to see them either.
Guys, I don't know about you guys. Oh, I just heard the new Civil Wars single. I think I'm gonna take a little snooze, take a nap, a little power nap. Man, what a ballad.
I think their music sounds like sexy. Like it's not like it's like I would call it like I have a term for like baby making music is what I
that's what I mean. There's the rumor is that's why they broke up, Jamie.
I didn't want to say it because I think they're both great and I love the band. So
I don't know why they broke up because they never bothered to meet me, so I don't know firsthand anything. All I know is the rumor mill. You know what I mean? So. Maybe.
I think there's a difference between sultry and sleepy, and I think they are dancing that fine line because.
Well, listen, aren't we all dancing that line? I mean, let's be honest, sultry or sleepy? Come on.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's
I'm not. I'm just watching Survivor by myself. Leave me alone.
No, but a Civil War song pops up in like a Spotify playlist the other day. I was like, it's been a while since I heard them. And I gotta be honest, about 30 seconds in, I'm like, all right, let's speed it up here, guys. We got a rhythm section. What are we doing? Like, I'm falling asleep at the wheel here. Okay, let's. Anyway,
All right. That'll do it for Relevant Buzz. For whatever's happened at the intersection of faith and culture each day, check out relevantmagazine.com. Follow us on all the socials. All right. Thanks, Emily. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Zach Bolen joins us. You're listening to Bosch. The song is Apple of My Eye. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth. Creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Today we sit down with Zach Bolen from Citizens. The Christian rock band just released their newest album, I Can't Find the Edges of You. They could have called it You're Very Round. Kidding. I Can't Find the Edges of You. Zach sat down with Emily to discuss the inspiration for their new album and how the band uses their music to overcome their fears. Here's our conversation with Zach Bolen from Citizens.
I think a good place to start would be, what was the inspiration behind this album?
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are like this. I've never had this conversation specifically about this with other artists, but I mean, I don't know that I necessarily set out with a specific idea in mind, but then I realized, though, the first song that kind of clicked for me was the song Everything and More. And I started writing that probably just before the pandemic started. And then Taylor Linhart, who wrote on that song as well, she and I did my first Zoom write ever. And that was with her. Cause that was what life had become with the pandemic. And once that song was written, I realize now in hindsight that it was almost like, I've kind of described it as that movie Memento, if you've ever seen that movie, where, it's like I started at the end and then I spent the next 2 years of writing to figure out how I got there. And really the place was seeing that so much of my idea of God and faith and everything was just kind of, I had this, maybe more tunnel vision than I realized, or it was boxing things in a way that created not a lot of space for imagination, not a lot of space for mystery, not a lot of space for, I don't know. And I would say this, like, even leading up to that, I would say, even if you were to take 5 years back from that, there had been a lot of growth for me in that area. But even still, I think there was like this wall that I needed to kind of push through a little bit more. And that was confronting a lot of my own, just kind of allowing certain traditions and structures and different things to sort of frame my idea of God, rather than kind of just accepting there's a lot of things that are just hard to put words to. And that's really where that "I can't find the edges of you" came from, because it's not exactly that lyric, but in Everything and More, I sing "I won't find the edges of you," and so then we just changed it to "I can't find the edges of you," which maybe we should have just sang in the song anyway. But anyway, that's kind of where that all started.
If you're willing, I'd love to hear, like, you know, you mentioned like it was kind of like years leading up to that. What was going on in your life that was like kind of leading you to sort of wrestling with these things? Because I think that's something a lot of people have felt, or at some point have felt, but it's not talked about a lot. So if you're willing, I would love to hear as deep as you want to go.
Totally. So, I mean, 2014, I would say, that was the beginning of me going on a pretty, I don't know, I hear people like afraid of this word, or they're annoyed by it, or they want to reframe it. But at the time, it wasn't a buzzword. It just is what it was, but deconstruction. And I was going through my point of that, and there were a lot of things going on. We were part of a church that had ended. I had a friend of mine whose daughter was dying of an inoperable brain disease. There were a lot of hard family things going on, and I just was really starting to kind of ask the questions of like, what is all this about? Why is my life all of a sudden just feel like everything's in flux, and friends around me in flux, and it's not always that way, but at the time it just felt like that, right? But I'm grateful for it, because it sent me on this journey of really questioning and asking a lot of stuff, and it humbled me a lot, because I always remember there was this one time where I used to work at a church. I don't anymore, but somebody came to me with a lot of questions about the Bible, and the whole time we weren't necessarily arguing, but I was just trying to like prescribe all these things that they should do and all these things they should read. And I walked away from that conversation feeling like, okay, yeah, I did the right thing, whatever. But then years later, I really regretted that, because what I recognized was that two things. One, I was doing that because he was just asking a lot of the same questions I was asking. I was just afraid of what the answer might be, or I was afraid that there just might not be an answer. And then the second thing was just recognizing that when any one of us are in that space, like what we don't need is someone to hand us a stack of books to read.
It really is something that a lot of people have related to. And I think that, like you said, I think your album really touches on a lot of those like feelings and emotions that a lot of people have. I'm curious, as you were like working on the album, was it a little like therapeutic for you in any way?
100%. But I feel like writing in general is that for me. You know, like I really just, since I think I wrote my first song when I was like 7 or something. And not that it was a good song at all. It was probably terrible. In fact, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember whatever lyrics I wrote, I was so proud of it. And then one of my friends was like, dude, that's like the same melody to this other song. And it sure enough was. Like, I just completely ripped off of it. But but regardless, it was me processing through something, and that's just been my whole life. And I feel like music has been therapy for me. I lost my dad when I was 6, and no matter what I do, that is such a huge part of my life still. It still is something I think about a lot as a dad now, as a husband, as just, you get older and you start thinking about different things. And so music has just been a massive way for me to be able to kind of work out a lot of the things that I can't always articulate very well in a conversation. I mean, even in this, like, I'm such a verbal processor. I'm not like one of those people that can just like precisely say the thing. I need songs to do that. And so this record was a way for me to be able to kind of work out so many of the things that I was thinking about. And I mean, the thing that's interesting is I had a lot of questions. Turned out I didn't have a whole lot of ways to answer them. So I found that probably really a lot of these songs, as you listen to them, are more coming from the place of like, I would say like confessional, if you will, or just kind of admitting more of, okay, I want to live with my hands a little more open. And so it's more just a lot of words to just simply say, my hands are open, my eyes are open, and I want to experience things in a way that I haven't so far.
That was Zach Bolen. Check out Citizen's new album, I Can't Find the Edges of You. It's out now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's your feedback.
I'm getting on it. I'm getting on it. I made a promise. I'm honest. A dime a dozen. You're worth the compromises. I wanna be your right hand. Wanna be your right hand. Be your right hand. Rain hits the window, only to see the other side is dry. Depicts the feeling of being torn between two sides. There's a side of me that's closing.
You're listening to Nemesis. The song is I Want to Be Your Right Hand. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right, it's time for your feedback. Let's see. Last week, we asked you for your worst birthday stories. We recorded last week. It was my actual birthday, the day we recorded. I wasn't having a bad birthday. I don't know why we were talking about worst birthdays. I had a fine birthday, I think. Maybe I had a bad birthday. Did I have a bad birthday? Why were we talking about bad birthdays? Did I? What happened?
I don't know why we brought it up.
Did I block what out, Emily? Tell me.
I'm saying,
did
you block
birthday?
out that you had a... I don't know what your birthday was like. I'm saying, did you block out that you had a bad birthday?
I don't remember. I've had a lot of Diet Coke in my life. I have a terrible short-term memory, but I don't recall having a bad birthday.
Can you explain how Diet Coke means you have a bad memory?
I think the aspartame has done something to my short-term memory. That is my theory.
Interesting.
And I'm sticking to it.
You have consumed a tremendous amount of Diet Coke.
Tremendous amount. 2 to 6 liters a day since I was 8.
That can't be true.
Absolutely.
Today, you will have 2 liters of Diet Coke?
I go to the CVS on the corner at my neighborhood to buy 1 to 3 2 liters of Diet Coke every day of the week.
Cameron, do you think your body is mostly Diet Coke?
It's true.
Cameron, this can't be healthy.
Of course, it's not healthy. I
It
know
is
it's a
Diet
problem.
Coke.
You know this. Okay, I don't need to tell you what
At
you
least
know.
it's not a liquor store, Jamie. At least it's a
Okay,
CVS.
well, I mean-
At this point, it might be better.
If we had intervention, I could tell it would go terribly for your Diet Coke. You're like, it's already, we're just simply, I can stop whenever I want to stop. I just don't want to stop. You know, okay.
It could be worse.
Jamie, tell Cameron how his Diet Coke consumption has affected you.
All right. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and told us your worst birthdays, and there's a bunch of them. Here we go.
Well, here's how it's affected me, Jesse. Cameron didn't even remember I was on the show last week.
I know.
See? The
See?
Diet Coke.
My birthday was so bad, apparently. I totally forgot. I'm so sorry, Jamie. Okay, here we go. Here's some of your stories.
Yeah, I was going to say, would love to remain anonymous. I can see why.
Oh, boy.
On my 12th birthday, my dad took me out for a birthday breakfast and also to confront me for what I was watching on the internet as a 12-year-old boy. Needless to say, I did not see that coming. And
Birthday breakfast. And to confront your child.
it's like, dude, Dad, can you wait one day?
One day.
Like, I get it. It's a conversation that needs to be had, but give the guy his
Give him
IHOP or
24
whatever.
hours,
But that I feel like that's a lifetime birthday ruiner. Like every birthday, you're going to associate with that really awkward, terrible talk. So thanks a lot.
My God.
This person, I'm
Rando dad out
assuming,
there.
is, 28 years old now. This 16 years later is still thinking about
I would
this.
be
This
thinking
is
about
a
it
core
16 years
memory.
later too. Like,
I
You know
would think
what I
about
mean?
it every birthday.
every birthday's ruined.
Yeah.
What is that? What's that Pixar movie like with core memories? This
Inside
dad
Out,
gave
yeah.
this child a core
Yeah.
memory. Yeah,
Ugh, rough.
man.
I like errands. On my 30th birthday, just last week, I got a singing telegram by a person dressed in a gorilla suit in St. Patrick's Day making a whole scene in the neighborhood while school was letting out across the street. That was scarring. I got to be honest, the idea of a singing telegram sounds like my worst nightmare. I can barely make it through a dinner where someone sings happy birthday to me. I cannot imagine being surprised with like a gorilla suit, someone singing me a birthday. I think I would run away. I'll be honest. Like I don't think I could stay there for the whole
I
thing.
didn't even know singing telegrams were a thing. That's funny.
Are they actually still a thing?
I think you got to pay someone a lot
I
of
know.
money.
All I think about is Elf.
I thought that was like a 1950s thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just feel like I would have a hard time looking at the person in the eye. You know,
Okay, yeah.
like where am I supposed to look? Like if a singing telegram showed up at my door, am I supposed to look at them in the eye?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to just look at their mouth singing the words? Am I supposed to just kind of look all around and absorb it? I think I would be asking before you start, sir. Where would you prefer I look? Because I feel like if I'm just staring at you in your eyes while you're singing to me in my doorway, it's going to be awkward for us both. So should I just turn around? You know,
Oh my
what's the deal?
gosh.
I have a hard time with the happy birthday song. Like, well, what am I supposed to be looking at for these 28
You just kind
seconds?
of look around awkwardly. John said that he was born on his dad's birthday. And when he was turning 7, he wanted to have a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, okay, most 7-year-olds do. But his dad wanted to have a party at the beach. And then he said, we went to the beach. My dreams of a Chuck E. Cheese party were destroyed. Now I'm in my 30s. I'm not bitter at all. Oh,
Okay,
John.
I'm sorry, but if you're a dad and you have the same birthday as your kid, which our very own Derek Miner does,
Oh, yeah.
by the way,
Right, I remember that.
you
Yeah.
immediately acquiesce getting your way. Once you have a kid on your birthday, it is forever the kid's birthday. And the party is always for the kid. That's it.
Because
You're
really,
done.
John's dad could have gone to the beach any day. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a grown man.
Yeah, but
Right.
Yeah, but have you guys been to Chuck E. Cheese? Super lame. Let's be real. It's filthy. They're disgusting. They're absolutely disgusting, and they're not fun. And it's terrible pizza. And the beach is a massive level up. I'm team dad on this.
You know,
one.
the dad was probably like, okay, listen, I'll take you to Chuck E. Cheese when we get back from the beach, but a 7-year-old only remembers my dad stole my birthday party.
Yeah.
They probably had some kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I'm surprised this guy's still harboring it. Yeah. Because I'll say this: if you're the dad, he's never going to remember. Who cares?
Exactly. Exactly. You're like,
He's
these
going to
kids
be
don't
talking about it on a
remember
podcast 20 years later.
There's a lot more where that came from for real. You should go check them out. Look at our mentions at Relevant Podcast. Okay, it's time for this week's
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
Okay, well, earlier in the show, we got talking about Outlast and Survivor and all these, shows. And it got us thinking about reality TV shows and competition shows. We want your pitch for a new... Mark Burnett's probably listening. He's a friend of Relevant. Jesse and I know Mark. He's probably listening. He's a diehard fan of the Relevant Podcast.
Yeah, every episode. Completist.
He's a completionist. Absolutely. And anyway, we want your idea for a new reality competition series. So hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and tell us your idea. Just tweet it out. Like, do a thread of like a scenario for a competition show that you think should exist. Like, go ahead.
I have one where you have to draw a card, and on that card is a random animal, and you have to live amongst those animals for a week. Like, you don't want to get the silverbacks or the grizzly bears, because that seems like it's going to. But what if you get like sea turtles? How's that going to work? Okay,
there you go.
But what if you get like hamsters?
Penguins.
What if you get hamsters?
Great.
And they put you in a giant hamster. Like, think about that. You might rather have the silverbacks, because if you get hamsters, they put you in a giant hamster cage, like the plastic ones with the tubes and the little wood chips. And but there are thousands of them, and they're running all around you.
That would actually be terrible.
1 week.
Okay, what? Okay, another show. Maybe you have to go do the job of like you have to, like, almost like Undercover Boss, but like you have to do the job of something that you've never done before. Like, you have to be a pastor for a week, or you have to run a McDonald's for a week, or something like that. Maybe. Or,
I got it better.
And it's called like In Their Shoes. It's called In Their Shoes, and you have to go do a job that you've never done before.
All right. How about this one? It's called Made the Team. Okay.
Ooh.
And you are.
Oh, it's your one.
It's some minor. It's some minor league team. Okay. That for a random sport. Okay. And all of a sudden, and you don't know what sport it is. Okay. Each episode is a different sport. And if you sign up for the show, the minor league team is told, hey, we just signed like a ringer. This person came out of nowhere. They're really good, and they're going to be on the team. And like, oh, great! I guess I'm now a relief pitcher for the Memphis Jumbo Shrimp AA team. I have to play on this Latvian professional basketball team. Or great, now I'm on the professional bowling circuit. Made the team, and no one knows except for you and the producers that you don't belong there, and you just have to try to fake it.
Or you're the long snapper. You're the long snapper for an XFL team or something like that. A football team.
Exactly. Yeah. Who's not watching that? Who is not watching that? Call us up, Mark. I know you're listening.
I like it.
We're cut. Yeah.
Anyway, hit us up on Twitter. Tell us your idea for a new reality / competition show I would watch that I would watch sitting home alone on a weekend. And I have a lot of those, a lot of free time on my hands. All right, hit us up. Okay, there you go. We'll read our favorites on the show next week. And Mark Burnett Productions will probably pick it up.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Zach Bolen for joining us. Make sure to check out Citizen's new album. It's called I Can't Find the Edges of You. It is not called You're Round. It's called I Can't Find the Edges of You. It's out now. Go get it. It's great. Hey, if you heard last week's show, you know the new spring issue of Relevant is out now. If you haven't seen it, you got to go see it. It's available now for free at relevantmagazine.com. Just click on the magazine tab right there on the front page. Michael B. Jordan is the cover story. You might have heard of his new movie, Creed 3. We sat down with him and other stars of the film to talk about that project and his story. It's his directorial debut and why this story, he took the franchise in a very personal direction and all this. It's a very redemptive kind of storyline and forgiveness, and it's great. You need to read this and read the feature. I learned a lot, actually. It's really good. We have other features with Beth Moore, Fits in the Tantrums. We were there at the Asbury Revival, Anna of the North. It's packed. There's a ton of great stuff. You can see the ad-supported version there at the website, but if you want the beautifully designed version, enhanced, it's reminiscent of our print experience, but better because it comes to life. We've got some multimedia stuff, but it's beautifully designed for tablets, phones, or your desktop screen. You can subscribe to Relevant Plus and download it immediately. It's right there in your dashboard. Relevant Plus also gives you an ad-free version of this podcast, an exclusive subscriber podcast, ad-free unlimited reading at relevantmagazine.com, and a lot more. It is the best way to experience our content, and there is a lot more in the pipeline for 2023. Plans start as low as $250 a month, and we'd love the support. You can find out all the information right there at the website. Just click on the Relevant Plus tab at the top of the page. Hey, stay connected. Follow Relevant on all the socials for the latest. You can also sign up for our daily newsletter there on the front page of relevantmagazine.com, where we send you our top 5 trending stories to your inbox every weekday morning. There's a lot. We're covering a lot every day. Make sure to stay connected. Okay. On that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Watch Survivor if you haven't. There's a lot of them.
It's a new show
It's
out.
a great new show.
What's this show
It's called
called?
Survivors.
Are you saying Survivor? Okay. I'll have to Google it.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Lame. It's an institution, man.
Relevant Podcast Network.